If you are interested in becoming a surveyor or volunteer with amphibian and reptile conservation, visit our website at www.arc-trust.org. Hello, today we'll be going over how to download, fill out and submit an amphibian survey form for the National Amphibian Survey using ArcGIS Survey 123. Visit our YouTube channel or click the link in the description of this video to watch a short video on how to download ArcGIS Survey 123 to your device. Before filling out any survey, you'll need to have provided the site details to the National Amphibian Survey Coordinator and have obtained your site code from them. For the following tutorial, we recommend you sign into your ArcGIS account using the login details provided to you by Amphibian and Reptile Conservation. Once signed in, we can download the amphibian survey form to our account. Make sure to have all necessary survey forms downloaded before visiting your survey site and attempting to use the forms on a mobile device in the field, as they require internet access to download. To download the form, firstly click on your profile icon in the top right corner of your screen. From the menu that appears, select Download Surveys. A list of forms you have access to will appear. Download the one titled Amphibian Survey Form by clicking the download button next to its title. This page is also where you can update your surveys by clicking the circular arrows button next to the form title. Please update your downloaded survey forms prior to your surveys, as updates require internet access, and you may not be able to use the form without updating it. Updates also help to optimize the forms. Once downloaded or updated, you can then return to the home page by clicking the back arrow. There you should see the downloaded amphibian survey form. To start the survey, click on the amphibian survey form icon and then click the blue Collect button at the bottom of your screen. One form submission should be completed for each survey visit you make to your site. Note that if the form has not been opened since it was downloaded or last updated, it may take a little longer to load whilst the form optimizes. If you aren't able to bring a device with you into the field, or would simply prefer to fill out your survey on paper, we have a PDF version of the survey form available on our website, which you can download and print out at home and then use to fill out the digital form when you're able. The link to this is available in the description of this video. When you open the form, you should notice at the bottom of your screen that this form is split into 3 pages. Each section asks you a different set of questions about your survey. Throughout the form, you will see questions with a red asterisk. These questions must be completed in order to submit the survey form. The first page wants to know what survey you are doing, who you are, where you are, and when the survey is happening. On this first page, you should see 2 purple drop-down headers. If you wish, you can use the small arrows to collapse these headers to make the form more clear. Under the header titled Survey Details, please choose the survey you will be completing by either typing in the name of the survey in the white box or by selecting it from the drop-down menu. Here we are choosing the National Amphibian Survey. We would also like to know whether you are completing the survey form whilst carrying out the survey in the field, or have already completed the survey and are simply completing the form now. Under the About You header, we ask you to tell us your name and email address. This may already be filled in automatically from the account when signed in. We also ask whether you are the only recorder conducting this survey. If you are not, you will be prompted to add the names of any additional recorders. Under the Survey Site header, enter the name of the site you are surveying and add its location using either the GPS location if you are currently on site, or by marking the location with the map function. Pressing the GPS button will use your device's location. The location captured can be adjusted as needed. If you have your location disabled or are no longer physically at the site, you will need to use the map option instead. To open the map, click on the map icon. On your map, you can move around and zoom in and out using the touchscreen, mouse or trackpad of your device. On a touchscreen, pinch 2 fingers together or apart on the screen to zoom in and out. Alternatively, the plus and minus buttons on the sidebar allow you to zoom in and out as well. Please be as precise as you can when choosing a location on the map. In the right-hand bar of the map, there is also the option to change the base map. This can help you find your location more easily using different geographical and human-made markers. The availability of these base maps depends on your connection to the internet, but see our additional resources on using offline maps in Survey 123. At the top of the map, there is also a search bar. With this, you can search for locations. When signed in and connected to the internet, you can use a wider range of location searches, including by address, postcode, grid reference, coordinates, or what 3 words. Once you have found your location and centered the marker onto your survey site, you can press the tick button in the bottom right corner of your screen to save and exit the map. If you press the back arrow instead, your chosen location will be lost. To speed up this process, see our National Amphibian and Reptile Monitoring Programme playlist on our YouTube page for more tips and tricks, such as how to automatically input your site and water body information and locations. The final section on the page is Visit Details. Your device will have automatically added the current date as the survey date. If you've already completed the survey, please change the date to that of when you carried out the survey. We also ask you to see if you're actually able to carry out the survey, such as in the event of bad weather. Once you've completed the first page, click the black arrow in the bottom right-hand corner to move on to the second page. The second page is where you record what you see during the survey, and if you are surveying a water body, this is where you record its details. You should see a single header titled Add the location of your water body or record. Under this is a plus button. Click this and we can begin adding records. Firstly, under the survey location header, select whether you are adding records from surveying a water body or a terrestrial location. How you answer will determine the next questions. If you are surveying a water body, you need to enter the water body's name, type and location. Select the type from the drop-down list and add the water body location using the same GPS or map functions as shown before. Also, choose the precision of your given location and the status of the water body, such as if it was dried up or polluted. Select All This Apply for this status question. You can then add information on the condition of the water body if known. This includes its turbidity, water temperature and air temperature. If you are unsure of how to assess any of these, please take a look at the help sections highlighted with blue text. Please do not guess the temperatures. Use a portable thermometer instead. The form also asks whether the water is being disturbed by wind and whether there is bright moonlight in the case of night surveys. Next, select the survey method used and the start time and date of the water body survey. If you are using multiple methods in one visit, such as a visual survey followed by netting, then these can be added as separate parts of the survey by using the plus button at the bottom of the form page. If you are recording the results from terrestrial observations, we need to know the location of the terrestrial observation using the same GPS or map functions as shown before, the precision of your given location, and the survey's start time and date. Under the observation header, you can add the details of any species observations you made at your water body or terrestrial location using the selected survey method. You must create separate entries for each different species, life stage, quantity and sex you encounter. For example, if you see 2 smooth newts during a pond survey, but they are different sexes or life stages, then they must be recorded as 2 separate records. Please only record individuals together if they are the same species, life stage and sex. When adding a species record, you can mark the record as confidential if needed. You are also able to filter the list of species by group before selecting the species from the species drop-down list. There are then fields to add information on the life stage and quantity of individuals found. Note that for some species and life stages, the quantity will be displayed as a series of increasing categories, such as for the numbers of common frog tadpoles. This is because they can be so numerous that they are challenging to count. You may then add information on any evidence, such as the health or condition of individuals observed, the location of animals observed, and any photos you may have taken for verification processes. Finally, you can add any comments you have for the record. To add comments, first pick the topic of the comment, such as behaviour. Then, add any specific comments to the text box next to the topic heading. You can select as many comment topics as you like. As we ask for the individual's life stage, it is worth noting that if you believe you may have found an axolotl, which is an amphibian species native to Mexico and can grow to 45 centimeters long, it is likely to just be one of our 3 native newts in their larval phase, which are much smaller compared to an adult axolotl. At the bottom of the species observation section, there is a grey bar with a bin symbol to the left and a plus symbol to the right. To record more observations from the same location, press the plus button and repeat the steps for adding information about species, life stage, sex and other details. You can then flip through your records using the arrow buttons in the grey bar and if needed, delete any by pressing the bin icon. The final section of page 2 is titled Survey Effort. The questions in this section will change depending on whether you're recording information from a terrestrial observation or from surveying a water body. If you have surveyed a water body, you'll be asked to enter the end date and time and total time spent carrying out the survey. You should then record the percentage of the water body edge surveyed, the length of the water body edge surveyed in meters, and any additional comments you may have. If you added records from a terrestrial observation, you'll be asked to enter the end date and time, total time spent carrying out the survey, and any additional comments. At the very bottom of the page is another grey bar with the option to either add a record or delete a record. This should be used for adding records from different water bodies, different terrestrial locations and/or times, or for surveys of the same water body but using different survey methods. For example, you may have carried out a visual survey of a pond and then subsequently a netting survey of that same pond. Once you have added all of the results from your surveys on a single site visit, you can now move on to the final page of the form. This is the simplest page as it asks for optional information on the weather, including the percentage of cloud cover, details on rainfall and wind, the air temperature and the relative humidity. And finally, if you have any more comments from your site visit which you did not mention on the first 2 pages, there is space to add them here. If you are connected to the internet and have completed all the questions that have a red asterisk, you can click the tick mark in the bottom right hand corner of the screen and click Send Now on the menu that appears. If you want to continue working on the survey form, you can click Continue this survey. If you aren't connected to the internet or simply want to save the form to work on or send off later, you can click Save in Outbox. You have now successfully entered the details from a National Amphibian Survey visit. Well done, and thank you for helping ARC to expand our data on amphibian populations in the UK. Thank you for watching this tutorial provided by Amphibian and Reptile Conservation. To find more videos, including additional tutorials on Survey 123 and field maps, podcasts, educational lessons and more, visit our YouTube page. And to find out more about our work with the UK's amphibian reptile species, visit our website at www.arc-trust.org.